What's up, guys? Spectacular Scarlet Spider 118 here, and today I have a very special video for you guys. Before I get started, again, it is summer. I have my fan running in the background, so there's a little white noise. Just ignore it. Sorry. Just had to point that out because, Anyways, very special video today because as you can see in front of you right now, there are several costumes laid out, and these costumes are actually the costumes that I have retired. So this entire video is going to be me analyzing and looking at each costume and then breaking it down for you guys why I'm retiring them or why they've been retired. Because several of these, specifically top row, I'm looking at you, have been retired for several years now. So it's gonna be basically a walk down memory lane. You'll have some trivia for each costume and just learn a little bit more about some of these old suits I used to wear. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So for the first costume on our list, I'm just going to move this one out of the way for a little bit here. It is actually my very first costume, and I don't like you can see the edges of the blanket I put down. I don't really care. I'm not too professional here, but I just did that so you couldn't see my carpet. But this costume is what started my cosplay career. None of these other costumes would exist without this. And I'm pretty sure this is the first time in several years, probably upward 6 or 7 years, that I've pretty much assembled this costume all together in one space. Now, minus one thing, and I'll get to that in a second, but this costume is not a spandex costume, obviously. What this is for is that Heroes Aren't Hard to Find, which is a comic book store in my area, back in September of 2013, had a comic book tent sale. Me and my family went for a few days, and on Sunday, September 1st, 2013, my brother helped me create this because there were cosplayers also at that tent sale. I was 11 years old at that time, and I didn't know anything about cosplay. I knew the general concept of it was you dress up as characters, and so yeah, he helped me create this. So it is one of the most complicated pieces of cosplay I've done, mostly like not complicated in terms of making it because this is so simple right here, but complicated in terms of what this actually is. So let me explain. So basically, the mask itself is actually comprised of two parts, as you can see. The red area on the outside here was actually a hoodie that my brother owned, and he tore it apart with scissors and sewed it together. Like these couple stitches is not sewed up at here at all, and so he cut the eye holes and everything. And so basically, what that meant is that in order to not have my hair show through, and in order to have eyes, I had to put a Spider-Man 3 Halloween mask underneath. And obviously it floats around when it's not on me, but one of these old Spider-Man 3 masks, and so that way it gave me the illusion of that I had white eyes and that you couldn't see my hair on the back. So very complicated design there for the mask. And I'm actually missing two pieces. I forgot there's another one. So the way that I'd put the chest area on, it was the hottest thing ever, because the first layer, because let me show you guys this shirt that I made here. This is Sharpie on a blue t-shirt that I ripped the sleeves off of. There's no sleeves on this. They're all like dangly here and stuff. There's not even a back emblem. But so the thing, this doesn't have a hood because it's just a t-shirt. And me being the accurate kid I was, even though there's no back emblem, is that I wanted there to be a hood on this. So I got one of my blue hoods, my blue hoodies, whatever jackets. I zipped that up first without a shirt on, and then I put a long sleeve red shirt on top of that, and then on top of that I would put this on. So and I pulled the hood out from the behind the red shirt, so basically it was several layers, and this was on top of it, and it was super hot. But it did get the job done, I guess. These are actually, I'm pretty sure, my first web shooters. They served me one convention. I'm pretty sure it was Charlotte Comic Con, December 2013. December 2013. It's crazy. I still go to that con nowadays, but these basically tinfoil on top of a cardboard. They're falling apart, so I'm not gonna mess with them too much. I don't want them to continue to fall apart, but very interesting. And the leg portion was so these pants were actually, I'm pretty sure, my dad's, as part of like his homemade. Iron Man costume from when he was a kid, and so he kind of just gave it to me. Or well, I kind of just took it because like we had his old Iron Man costume, and then this was there. But the problem was, and obviously this would not fit me nowadays. But when I was a kid, it would only go down to like my knees or something. So I had to get these red stocking socks. I'm pretty sure from my mom or something, and they're like super high. So you know you pull it up, and that's it cover it up. There's also I also had Spider-Man one movie gloves for the for the hands, but I couldn't find those either. So it's still missing several pieces, but this is like the first time in several years that I've like assembled a lot of what this costume was. And honestly, this costume again, none of these other suits would be here without this costume, and I am super grateful that I was able to start my cosplay journey at such a young age, really, because I'm almost going to be 20. I'll be turning 20 later this year. I'm 19 right now, and to have started when I was 11, like that's absolutely insane to me. So, you know, I mean, 8 years of cosplay, it goes a long way. Um, anyways, moving on up. Later that year in 2013, I got this costume, Halloween Party City, like Ultimate Spider-Man costume. Sort of Ultimate Spider-Man because it also has the arm bands, which Ultimate Spider-Man suits in the TV show didn't. But this costume is my first spandex costume. It's my first like real Spider-Man suit. And I loved this thing as a kid. I'm pretty sure I could still put it on. It would still fit me because it's spandex. And I think I got a size too large because my parents are like, you have something that you'll be able to wear. And I'm kind of glad they said that because it would fit me a lot better nowadays because it was a little loose on me back then. But this costume, yeah. So this obviously my first spandex suit, and the colors are so vibrant. And the funny thing about it is, there's a zipper on this thing. The funny thing about it is that this is not printed on color fabric; it's printed on white. But for whatever reason, the silk or the silkiness of the color of what color fabrics would be is there, and the fact that like it's as vibrant as color fabric, it's so weird to me. But um, this costume, yeah, I got October 2013. I got it after a birthday party I had, where I had my friends over, and I stayed up the entire night, and I stayed up all throughout that day. So I was up for like 48 hours or something, and I was super excited to get this, and I did. And I was gonna wear it for Halloween 2013, but here's a little piece of trivia for you. And by the way, mind you, obviously this is all before my YouTube channel, which was before my Instagram page. So this is like cosplaying before being on social media and stuff. So, but anyways, a piece of trivia is I was going to be wearing this for Halloween. I was super excited to do that. But I broke my arm that October and I had to end up wearing this for Halloween. And I had my cast on as well because it was easier to put this on than it would have been to put this on because this has more ways that I can, obviously get around having to have the cast on. But this yeah, I did this costume didn't really service me all that much. Like I'd wear it every now and then, but I didn't do all too much of it. Uh, just to take a look at some of the other portions here, like the boots. That's what I was trying to pull up. Good God. I really do like the detailing on this suit. It's very simple, and I think might be this and this costume coming up next might be what started my love for like simplistic costumes that don't have like a lot of or any muscle shading or textures or anything. Because this is just a plain suit, and it still looks good. It still looks fine. It still looks great. And the only thing that would do a lot better is a pair of lenses. But honestly, it was actually super cool to me as a kid as well to have this like printed on white fabric, and because I didn't even know what lenses were. Obviously, as you could tell from my last costume there, I didn't know what the hell lenses were. So, but just take a look at the back. No, zip that back up or down, I should say. Yeah, back of them, great stuff. Overall, one of my favorite costumes. But I never really used it much, and I mean, I did and I didn't because this did show up early in my YouTube career back in 2015. If you watch some of my older videos, I'm thinking of like the first costume update. I'm pretty sure I had this in it. And Free Running in the Park had this, but I took that down. I actually recently re-uploaded it. So if you want to check this suit out in action, go look for Free Running in the Park. It's a classic to say the least. Moving on up, this is probably one of my favorite costumes I've ever done, ever, and is one of the most sentimental costumes to me because me and this costume have gone through so much together, and I'm pretty sure my camera wants to pick this up as orange. It's red. I'll probably try to edit this in post production to make it look better. But I'm looking at my screen right now and it looks orange. It's really weird. It's red and black. But so this costume came about summer of 2014 because that June I went to Heroes Con as I went to Heroes Con wearing this original Scarlet Spider costume. It was my first con I went to cosplaying. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I just said I went to Charlotte Comic Con. This thing. It was my first major Heroes Con that I went to cosplaying, and started a tradition of me doing that every year. But so I went to it in that suit over there, and I saw another person walking around in a Ben Riley Scarlet Spider costume, and his costume was a lot better than mine. Now, granted, it wasn't as good as, well, maybe this, but it was still, it had lenses and it had a lot of other stuff, and it was still really good compared to the piece of crap I was wearing. And I got really jealous. My competitive spirit kicked in. And now, guys, cosplay is not a competition. But the way I look at it is you can always look at other people for inspiration. And that guy kicked some competitive inspiration. I thought to myself as a little kid thinking I was like 12 or something at the time. I was like, I want to make a Ben Riley Scarlet Spider suit because I want to one up that guy and I want to be just as cool as him. So um and what ended up happening was I thought about that summer. I was like, huh, making stuff like the hoodie and the web shooters and the belts and all that, that seems like a little bit too complicated. What if I started out with something more simple? And that's where this costume was born. Because I had loved Kane's comics growing up and his costume from that series. It's his comic series is what introduced me to comic books in general, like reading them on a monthly basis, and the great story overall, great costume design. And so I fell in love with that costume and that story, and I loved Kane's character a lot. And so I was like, huh, what if I can just do Kane? Now, the problem was is that I didn't know how to sew like black and red fabric together. So I'd be online researching it a little. Well, no, actually no, the online part didn't come till later. But basically, by bringing my head together with my family, including my mom, my dad, and my brother, we came up with the genius idea to use fabric paint and fabric markers to basically add the black sections on this costume. Now, I use the term genius both loosely and literally because it was a really good solution to a problem that I had back then. But little did we know, and this is me experimenting with cosplay and doing stuff that I had never done before. Paint shrinks, spandex and does not allow it to stretch. So I had to basically kind of wear this while they painted it on me, at least the spider and the shoulders, and we kind of had to wing the head. And so the mask is a tight fit, and it kind of sort of doesn't really fit me because of that reason. Like it does everywhere else. I can put this on probably, but the mask is the only big problem, and it's kind of a pain. But we sharpied the zipper, and honestly, I have so many fond memories of this suit. Making it is one thing in summer of 2014, but also wearing it to so many cons, and wearing it in my jump starting my YouTube career with this. And honestly, if I gotta be real with you guys, I think I did this not pattern, well, I think I did this costume more just, and see the paint's getting a little, it gets a little doesn't want to like stretch out, so I can't, there you go. I think I did this costume a lot more justice than a lot of patterns out there do, because a lot of people don't understand, and I've been a cane suit enthusiast like all my years. And so I pretty much know the costume back and forth. This is supposed to go down like all the way. The spiders are supposed to be big, and these are like literally supposed to go like that. So, and shoulder, great length there. I don't know. My family helping me out with that, and basically we studied. I had some graphic novels of Kane series. We had to study it religiously to learn the costume and get the lenses down. Now this is still fabric, and no lenses, but the eye shape is what I meant. And I had to, you can still see through it, but it's just fabric. It's not as visible. But also the fact that, and guys, if you're a new cosplayer and you're making Spider-Man costumes, little word of advice: don't glue flip-flops to your costume. But because, I mean, the reason I did that is because I knew that Spider-Man suits were not supposed to have tennis shoes on them like I would wear on this suit. And I was like, okay, so flip-flops. And I glued it on there. Pain in the ass. You're walking around the con. It's not going to support you. But But yeah, this costume has been through so much with me, honestly. I'm thinking about wearing this costume, thinking back to wearing it, Charlotte Comic Con, December 2015, early 2015 as well. Heroes MiniCon, uh, January 2015, Heroes Con 2015. Starting up my YouTube channel with this costume in 2015, and all the videos that it used to be in, the first video, and all the theme songs that I did with this costume in it and stuff like that. It's just, God, this costume brings back so many memories, and it's one of my favorite suits of all time. And yeah, I get very sentimental about it. So before I go on too much with the suit, also the fingers here, yeah, I'm gonna move that to the side, and I'm gonna bring the next one up because the next one just so happens to be why this channel exists in the first place, and I just messed it up a lot. I don't feel like bringing the camera down. I think we're at a good level here. It is the Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider costume. Now, this is where my cosplay journey, so to speak, gets a little interesting because this is where I actually order my first suit online and obviously get lenses as well. And I go with the hoodie. This costume obviously birthed my channel because the entire purpose of this YouTube channel was because I was getting this costume and I wanted to, researching it online, cosplay stuff. Like, I remember the early days looking up costumes and seeing RPC Studio and so many cosplayers of like the Kane suit and stuff like that. And I was amazed by all that stuff. And then while doing that, while trying to search up for suits, I came across the website Zentai. Now, Zentai has gone through some changes over the years, and honestly, I don't recommend using them because they had this shady history. I didn't know that when I was getting this costume in 2015 when I was 13, 14. And so I, got the costume. I bought it, and I had to buy lenses with it as well. And so I'm gonna take the hoodie away for a second. And yeah, I got a large, which is not a good idea because I was not a large back then. I was a kid, but my mom convinced me to get a large. Word of advice: don't listen to your parents. Listen to YouTubers who know a lot better about cosplay. Unless your parent is a cosplayer, I don't know. But anyways, but no, listen to your kid. Listen to your parents. I don't know. But yeah, this is too large, and Zentai is sewed like one of the arms wrong, so you have to like twist it to put it on. It's very weird. But this suit has like it's my camera just doesn't want to focus, or this is not showing up properly. But yeah, there's brick texture on here, and gluing the lenses. Now I know this is not the most accurate set of Scarlet Spider lenses ever because obviously Ben Reilly doesn't have frames on his lenses, but these style of lenses for Scarlet Spider are pretty much iconic within like Scarlet Spider cosplay history, if you want to call it that, because you'd see suits from Spidey for fun and stuff that would have these types of lenses, and honestly, as a youngin kid, teenage, preteen, whatever, looking up costumes online, seeing his like lenses and stuff, getting these lenses for myself felt completely unreal, and it was a dream come true. And actually, I still love the way these lenses look, despite how inaccurate they are. They just are great to me personally. And but yeah, these lenses have kind of peeled off over the years. I glued it back. I did some restoration on it like last year. And I glued them back to the mask because they started to peel off. You can see some of the white. Um, Unfortunate with that. But yeah, I started the YouTube channel because I wanted to update you guys about that. And you can still go back and watch those videos. None of those videos have been taken down. Um, Part of that costume being the hoodie. Now this hoodie, this costume, it's weird because I started the channel because of it, but it was a work in progress for several years, like several years, let me say, because and there's several update videos you can watch on my channel from the past as well, but you have stuff like the hoodie and stuff because I got the suit, tail end of 2015, and then I didn't start on the hoodie until like not middle, but like late or early late 2016, like I would say March, April is when I started working on the hoodie. And it's basically an iron-on sheet that you get at Michael's. I printed out the spider, ironed it on. It kind of faded a little bit over the years, and I have it on the light blue as compared to the dark blue, or like the darkish blue that I have it on now with the new hoodie. Um, Oh, I forgot to say the reasons why these costumes retired. So let's just run it through right quick. This one retired because it barely fits, and obviously it's not the best thing ever, and it's had replacements. This one retired because, well, I got better Spider-Man suits, and it was never really like the greatest looking thing ever. And the original retired because, well, have you seen it? And obviously this suit replaced it. So I'm so sorry for that interruption. Completely forgot to do that. But yeah, this costume iron on sheet with the spider, light blue. Very, very very interesting for me to look back at this because I don't wear this all that much, but the hoodie still works, and this costume's still functional. Now, just because these suits I say they're retired doesn't mean they don't show up anymore. Obviously, these probably won't anymore. Maybe this will, but this suit has shown up a couple times in the past several years, even after it's been retired. Um, but I also retired this because I did an updated version, and you've probably all seen that before on my channel. But yeah, I really this one stuck with me for several years, 2016 to 2019, or 2015 to 2019 technically. And yeah, this one was a work in progress for so long. Here's the original web shooters that I made. This con, not this con. These web shooters broke at Heroes Con 2016, which is where this costume debuted. I actually was con crunching them right beforehand, and they made out PVC pipes because I looked that up on like the RPF how to make Scarlet Spider web shooters. For whatever reason, my stubborn ass, like however old I was self, didn't want to make them silver. I was like, no, silver is gonna look tacky. I'll paint them gray, and gray ended up looking even more tacky. And these things are ginormous. I don't even know if I can put this on. It's got like foam and Velcro. They don't stretch, but they start falling off the thing, and it's a mess. So that's why there's duct tape on it because they were falling off in the convention, and I had duct tape them together. Um, also, just forgot to show these. Um, these are my original web shooters that I had for this suit. And actually, that was a lie. This did not debut at Heroes Con. This actually debuted at South Carolina Comic Con March 2016 because I think Greg Capullo was there or something, and we went down there. And I didn't. These web shooters were still in conception; they weren't ready yet, and so I just made these like basically a version 2 of my original ones. I made these with just drawn on lines, and they have Velcro, so pretty cool, I guess. They're made from Ritz boxes, apparently, if you can see that. But yeah, and obviously this suit, like I said, has gone through various updates. Like I had the belt that I made for it because originally I just wore like a brown belt, but then I made the Dark Knight Batman belt, turned that into a Scarlet Spider belt when I made the 2017 suit. So I basically had this one adopted, and then the when I made new ankle pouches because these original ankle pouches that I actually have right here are pieces of crap. Let's just put it that way. So I had a lot of updates to the suit, and then it finally just I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it right. Why do I need a pattern file for a Scarlet Spider Ben Reilly suit when I could just buy a red spandex suit, much like I did over here on Kane? And that's what I did. I bought a color fabric suit for it, a plain one, and then made my own lenses. And still, the updated version is probably one of my favorite cosplays I've ever done. But this one still holds a very special place in my heart. And yeah, just the channel would not exist without this costume again. So everyone type in the comments, thank you, original Scarlet Spider costume, for existing, because and I thank it because, like, obviously, like I said, channel wouldn't exist without it. So the next suit is an actual recent addition to the retired collection. These suits retire in various orders. Like this one is the most recent to retire because this suit has served me since 2016 onwards. September 20, no, August 2016 onwards, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, basically my first Zentai Zone suit. I gotta thank Connor. If you guys don't know who Connor is, you probably haven't seen my early videos, but he used to be one of my really good friends. Went to cons with him and stuff. And he used to show up on the channel a lot. Connor, if you're watching this, I would love to do more videos with you someday. If you're down, just hit me up. But Yeah, basically he told me about Zentai Zone, so I wouldn't know about Zentai Zone without Connor. So thank you, Connor. And it's crazy how far we've come with that because now I'm basically sponsored by Zentai Zone, or should I say their new website, printcostume.com. Here's a quick plug. Use code Scarlet118 at Zentai Zone or printcostume.com for 15% off your order. Anyways, he told me about this. He sent me a text. He's like, yo, check this out. And being a cane suit, that was printed and stuff, and I was like, I have to have this. You know, the Gunhead design cane suit, and again, it's kind of showing up orange. I don't know why, but yeah. So I bought it from Zentai Zone that summer, 2016, and you can probably watch videos about that on my channel. The review for this suit was my most popular video until this year when the RPC Paint Raimi in comparison with this costume right here came out. And so that's now my most popular video with like 5,000 views. So thank you guys for that. Anyways, this suit, Gunhead design suit from Zentai Zone, my first Zentai Zone suit, great stuff. It's 5 years old now, which is actually crazy to me. Um, and you guys have seen this suit, so many times. Very, very, very great classic suit. The zipper is messing up the spider, but anyways, very, very great suit. And the mask, the lenses they're a little beat up. The paint's like fading off of them. It's a little unfortunate. And again, my complaint, I did not buy a zipper. I didn't know anything about that, so I was like, it was my first detached mask, but I didn't get a zipper with it. So I was like, oh, the more you know. Anyways, this suit and I have been through a lot, and it just retired this year in 2021 because I have the new color fabric version of this suit, and I prefer color fabrics. So this suit, I don't see myself really bringing this back that many times unless I need to do like a throwback scene in a video or something, or I don't know. But it has a successor now, and it's a little sad because I love this suit, and by the way, retired doesn't mean I'm selling my suits. I'm not going to sell any of these because they all, again, I'm talking very highly of these costumes. They all have some sort of special place in my heart. And that's just not, that means I can't get rid of them because they all mean something to me. Why would I sell the very first suit that started my YouTube channel, or this suit that I've had so many cons with and so many great memories with this costume? And I don't know, just making me a little sad reminiscing because the suit and I have been through a lot together, but time to put it to rest for now. Hopefully it'll come back someday. But moving on up, this next suit is an interesting one because let's be real. I've never really truly worn this all that much. Now this costume came into play that same year, 2016. My uncle. So the funny thing is that Zentai Zone actually sent me the wrong suit at first. They sent me this suit instead of this suit, and I had to have my uncle help me out when ordering it because I didn't have my own card or anything at that time. My parents are a little stubborn about that, but so my uncle helped me out with it. And so when he got this, he was like, "Oh, I'll send it back, and he'll get the new. You'll get the new one." Little did I know, he didn't send it back. He just emailed Zentai Zone saying that we got the wrong one, and he held on to this. He wore it for like a Halloween party or something, and then I got this suit that came in, and I was happy, and I was like, oh yay, screw this suit, because this suit, the white trim around the spider and stuff like that, and I kind of like the hexagons. They're kind of cool. The back spider is too small and kind of ugly, and I don't know, uh just the white trim just does not look good. And then obviously the mask is pretty much the same, except there's a little bit of the back spider printed on. The mask's the same. The lenses from Zentai Zone are what they are. But so basically for that Christmas, he was like, "Well, I don't need this costume anymore," and then he basically gave it to me for free. But I never really like wore it that much because there's like some holes in it. I can't really show it that well, but there's a hole, and that's not a hole, but the thumb is just there's a couple holes in it in the hands and around the legs. Not like big holes, but I just never sewed it up, and I probably should, but I just never got around to it because this suit's never really been all that great to me looking, so I just never did anything with it. And the mask, again, it is what it is. I don't even think no, it doesn't have a zipper either. So, yeah, this suit not one of my favorites I've ever owned. I didn't like I got it for free, so I can't really complain. But it's part of my cosplay journey, so it is here. Honestly, if I were to ever sell any costume, like any costume, this is not saying that I am selling this costume because I'm probably not. But if it ever came down to it and I was broke ass poor and I had to sell something, this is the first to go because this doesn't really mean all that much to me. Besides the fact that my uncle gave it to me, that is nice, but I've never really done too much with it, so there's not much to say about it. But yeah, bye. I think I did a review on this. Yeah, I did a review on that. I just remembered that I did a review on that. Completely forgot that. Before I move on to the last suit, I do want to talk about a couple of extra things. This mask right here, I retired. It's my Ryan Stegman inspired Kane lenses mask, whatever you say, however you call it. Um, I'm retiring this for a couple of reasons. Basically, I made this mess because I was never really pleased with Zentai Zone's lenses. They're too angular for me. I always preferred Ryan Stegman's art in Kane, where he had like these very circular looking lenses with very small tips on the back end and front end of it. And only problem being, I didn't know, like, there was literally no one sells red perforated vinyl, and this is still a problem. No one sells red perforated vinyl. Like, it's such a problem. Anyways, what I did was I got the normal white perforated vinyl. I did the thing, cut the stencil out, glued it on some foam, and then I got this red, like window tinting from Amazon, and then I basically glued it on. And it wasn't actually a bad idea. This lens actually turned out really well. Like, this lens turned out perfectly. This lens, however, turned out wrinkly as hell, and it just does not look good. I don't know how I got this lens to look good, but this one didn't, and a lot of the other test lenses I did not work as well. But the reason I had to roll with it is because I was running out of this red stuff, and I wasn't about to have to order another roll of this stuff. So I was like, okay, I I'm just gonna roll with it, and that was a bad decision on my part because it doesn't look all that great. But yeah, this mask, I planned, I should say, on making a version 2 of this with more accurate lenses and better looking lenses because I've found a way to make red lenses. But I don't know if I'm gonna go through with that because of the fact I actually have it right here on the side, that this face shell by E1 Sonicos is actually perfect. I actually love the way it looks. I wasn't like fully sold on it at first. And my camera doesn't want to focus on it for some. There we go. I wasn't fully sold on it at first for some reason, but now I am after having gone to Charlotte Comic Con and here's MiniCon in 2020 with this. So I love the way this looks. So this is my definitive Kane mask shell combo. So this is gonna stay, and this is gonna go. But before I get into the last suit again, another thing, this face shell, retired. Yeah, Zentai Zone face shell, not the greatest thing ever. It has not stood the test of time, as you can tell. It is falling apart. Um, but yeah, this is supposedly the ultimate Spider-Man face shell from them. At the time, I was super sold on it. I was like, this looks exactly like Mark Bagley's art. And now I'm just kind of like, this looks like nothing like Mark Bagley's art. This does not look like Ultimate Spider-Man, really. But I still love the way it looks, real kind of. The only problem is their face shells are ginormous. Like, this thing barely fits on my head. Or it probably fits a little bit better now that I've grown. But back in 2017 when I got this, it did not fit that well. I got this for the Sensational Spider-Man suit, and it actually kind of looked good on that suit, but given my body proportions, this thing kind of looked out of whack. But it was my first magnetic face shell, and so that was a very, very big step for my cosplay career. So this thing being my first magnetic face shell was pretty cool. Get a look through it. But yeah, the fun little trivia about this, I actually kind of used these lenses to make my current Scarlet Spider mask because I kind of they have the shaping of it. Let me go get that mask to show you what I mean. Okay, and we're back. So this is what I mean. Like, you can see right here, they're the exact same shape. So I pretty much use these lenses to shape the way these turned out. Obviously, where's my classic suit? Obviously, they're pretty much the same shape as these as well, but I didn't want to mess with these because they were too fragile. And fun fact about this mask, even though this mask is not retired, just want to say that while I was talking about how I made these lenses, I was actually gonna go for a different lens design for this suit at first because I was like, oh, I need to do something different because these lenses already look like that, and I'm glad I didn't do that. because the concepts I came up with were kind of bad, and I was like, these are trash. So I ended up just going with classic Scarlet Spider lenses. Great choice by me. So, anyways, yep, this face shell, piece of crap, kind of Zentai Zone. Not worth it. Don't get face shells from Zentai Zone. Well, you can, or should I say, printcostume.com. Use code Scarlet118. You can technically, you could. I'm not gonna tell you not to. They just don't look all that great to me, personal experience wise. Not worth the money. I mean, they're cheap. They're like $80 with shipping. They should be like $100. So, and that's pretty cheap in terms of like Spider-Man face shells that are like fully assembled and everything. So, you can. I don't really recommend it. Just go to T-Jax or something. Now, this mask is retiring. It's been retired. It's literally probably the worst mask I've ever made. It's a pseudo Ramita Senior mask that I made for my Alex Ross suit. When I ordered that suit, I bought 2 masks with it, and I specifically did that in mind to use the same frames for the lenses to make Ramita Senior style, and they don't bend really, and it just looks awful. If you've seen pictures of this before, it's so spaced out. It just does not look good. Not my best work ever. And you can see there's even a smudge of paint a little bit on the lens right there. So it really just doesn't, it didn't turn out that great. I don't really wear it that much, but I do consider it a variant of my Alex Ross suit, and thus I still consider it a part of my cosplay lineup. So yeah, get out of here. The last suit that we're going to talk about being retired is the Raimi suit. Obviously this is retired because I have the, much better, much more immaculate RPC paint Raimi suit. Yeah, this one is specifically for M Comics. I know he's watching right now. We are here today to compare the RPC paint Raimi suit and the Zentai. No, we're not. Am I doing that just to get more views? 5,000 views again? No, I'm not. Anyways, this suit obviously retired because of that costume. This suit I got in 20. Actually, yeah, I actually got this 2016. I don't think about that a lot. I didn't finish it until 2017 because I got the base of the suit from Zentai Zone. This is my second suit from Zentai Zone. I learned a lot of lessons this time around because on that last suit that I showed, the two cane suits, I didn't order soles. So I ordered soles on this. Zentai Zone soles are pretty good, but Kung Fu shoes are better. And these soles lasted me several years, but unfortunately, yeah, you can see that one is just completely destroyed. That one fell off at Charlotte Comic Con, August 2019. Has it been that long? Good God. Anyways, just get that off my blanket. But yeah, the Raimi suit from Zentai Zone. Great pattern. Turned out great. I mean, not much to say about it. It's a Raimi suit. I got wrist zippers on it. Where are they? they're on here. There they are. I got wrist zippers on it. Back zipper. This is not a review. You've seen this suit before. I've been through a couple cons with this. The lenses are from Comic Suit Factory. Much better lenses than Zentai Zone's Raimi lenses. Let me just say that. And they completed the look of the costume and made it look a lot better, in my opinion, at least. But this suit went through several cons, one Charlotte Comic Con, I think one Heroes Mini Con, like early 2017, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, it was, I don't even remember. Yeah, it's been through a couple cons, and obviously it's suffered because of it, and it's just falling apart. This suit it won't make any comebacks, mostly because of the new Raimi suit. But if it ever does come back, it'll be for some montage or something. I basically put the nail in this suit when I did the cosplay showcase for it. So the suit probably will not make any more returns, but maybe every now and then you'll see it in a throwback post on Instagram or something. But yeah, so this pile of stuff over here is all of my retiring or retired currently costumes. We all know that through the years there's going to be more costumes added to this list, so maybe in 5 more years I'll make another video and then there'll be double the amount of suits. But right now, as of right now, all these costumes are currently not in service anymore. Again, that doesn't mean I'm selling them. That's not going to happen because these suits mean something to me, and I wouldn't be here without each and every one of these. Anyways, with that being said, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, share the video, follow me on Instagram at Spectacular Scarlet Spider, Use code Scarlet118 at printcostume.com for 15% off. I'm pretty sure the code is still available at Zentai Zone as well, so use it there as well. And yeah, tell me what you thought about this down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Spectacular Scarlet Spider 118 out.